Hey everybody, today we're talking about abstract art. We're going to read a silly book called The Noisy Paintbox that talks about a specific artist who painted some really interesting things in quite an abstract way. Let's get started. Let's talk about that word abstract. The definition I'm going with today is art that does not attempt to represent external reality, but seeks to achieve its effect using shapes, forms, colors, and textures. Well, we're going to explore this a little bit more. It's basically, I look at a picture and I can't say that's a cat. That's how I explained it to you guys when you were younger, and it worked pretty well. So abstract art is not seeking to represent something that's real, but it's still giving an idea of a thought or a feeling. We're going to take some time to read The Noisy Paintbox, and it's all about this guy called Wassily Kandinsky. Here's a quote. "I saw all the colors in my mind. They stood before my eyes. Wild, almost crazy lines were sketched in front of me." We're going to discuss a little bit about this artist and how he just couldn't help but create, and how that really drives some people. Then we're going to take some time to create our very own abstract art. As we always do, we're going to start with our name, date, and class on the back of a piece of paper. I inherited some really fun and very colorful pieces of geometric shaped plastic. They're called tangrams, and we're going to use these today to help spark our own abstract art. You're going to take some and just sketch around with them. Now remember, we're not trying to make something that looks exactly like something. We want it to be non-representational. You can do that with a nice sharp pencil. When you're done, we're going to find our Sharpies, and we're going to go over all of those lines, overlining to make those shapes nice and sharp, crisp line. I've had this art thing in my closet for years, and I've never used it. They were from a previous art teacher. They're called Tempera Cakes, and we're going to use them today. At first, I started using the watercolors, but we've been using those so much, and I hear that these Tempera Cakes are really nice and opaque colors. You can create a lot of variations in transparency by how thick or how many layers of paint you put on. So let's see how they work today. Right now I'm just preparing the Tempera Cakes just like we would watercolor paints, dipping my paintbrush in the water and then petting it on top of the cakes. This will prep the paint to get ready for moving around my page. I really thought working with this limited color palette of blue, red, green, yellow, white, and black was gonna limit me, but man, I got some really vibrant colors out of these cakes, and I found out that blending them wasn't difficult to do on the page itself. I hope you've enjoyed this project. And you know what? If you didn't like it, at least you learned a little bit about abstract art, which is non-representative art. You're not looking to show me something that is real. Anyway, this has been Art with Mrs. Beaufeaux. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.